Alrighty, let's start with this one, and it has sound. Great sound effects too. Now, speaking of sound effects, maybe not, but what's happening at the beginning? So besides me liking this, I like the presentation. It's really cool sets. I'm curious where those sets are from. I always like adding sets and things to things. Maybe that will be a clipping plane if that's Maya. Seems to be Maya, given that those are the rigs here, but I'd watch out for that. It's a bit distracting. But the biggest thing to me is that, and I know there's a bit of a limit in terms of time, but it would be cool to not have that guy come in just yet, so that we don't have, oh, I need to take in all those details, because you have a lot of tiny things here that draw attention where like, I want to see what that is. But then I'm seeing this happening here. So my eye goes here, but then at the same time, this big black thing comes in here. Well, now I want to look at that. So it would just be something where potentially simplifying the details a little bit, taking some of these things out, and then making sure that she has enough time to be the focus. So maybe by frame 6 or 7, that's when he comes in. And then it feels like he stops when she's doing this. And I again, there's nothing that's wrong per se. I mean, this could just be a move when he just gets ready. But for me, it would have been awesome to have that ching, almost maybe create a wave, or have that big event happen now, and 2-3 frames later, he comes to a stop, so that he goes, whoa, I got to stop because this is happening. Maybe I shouldn't attack right now. And right now, he stops. He's also not looking. So to me, it would be coming in. Well, actually, it's not true. He looks here, but again, we kind of missed that. To me, again, to simplify things, I would have just her. Then he comes in. Still looking though, not going down. I'm all for contrast and changing things, but I think there I will keep it up. Then this happens. Then 2-3 frames later, he stops and does that. Also frame-wise, it's a bit harsh. I know we're into more snappy animation, but I'll just be careful because it just pivots right off. You can go through it. It's right there in the middle. You can see also how this barely moves forward. I'll give this just a little bit more translate forward, kind of like here, just to not kind of stop that so quickly. I do like that you have a slide in the feet, but then I would give this frame more sliding, because you have a bit more sliding through there. And this is the moment of full velocity of this foot coming in. So 3 frames, I would give this a bit more of a bigger slide. And as this foot comes back, I like that you have, that's the direction at the end, it's this. But then at the end, it kind of goes back. I'll give this maybe one more this way for a push. But again, this is all picky stuff just because it is already awesome. I do love all the stuff she does here. I'll probably just clean this up in terms of silhouette to have that a bit cleaner. Again, it's also a lot of detail in the back that gives it a bit of a mushy silhouette. But I do like the extremes here. Ba-ba! With 2D effects, I'm always a fan of that. This feels a bit like she's going over the knife, but it's a bummer that there's no real, because this feels like she just slid right through it. There's an intersection there that's not on that frame, but in between. And maybe a bigger reaction. Maybe it moves that arm up and that knife gets kicked out or out of the hand or something. That just feels just a bit of a random move. And then again, the spacing where there's a big move down, but then it kind of hits that invisible wall, boom, right there. And then it goes back. I would keep that a bit more fluid. And again, something like this where it's cool, but again, the coloring, all of that starts to blend in. We're missing the silhouette a bit. Or imagine you had something like this, brighter right there for silhouette. Or not super black, because it wouldn't work with him, but it's just that background is a bit of a bummer in terms of silhouette. Speaking of silhouette, I'll probably bring that foot out a bit more. Might as well break that rig and really keep that clean in terms of the silhouette. But again, the actions are cool. Like that right there. Good face, to the effect, stretchy leg. All that stuff is cool. Just every now and then, it could just be a bit cleaner. I do like that it'll hold on her. It might just be because of the camera shake, but I will probably on this keep extending those arms. Just give, even though it's a hold, still continue with the power to then go into that pose. And I like this a lot. I would like that change in the camera. And that to me is a nice silhouette with that behind her through these frames with a really fun expression. Works with the color. Again, this is the bummer, a little bit of a tangent there, and those things, I would take these out, if not both of them. That works better with the silhouette. But it's definitely a fun shot. This to me works really well. That whole hold and into this with the flappiness in the fingers and going back up. It could also be something like if you're doing that, continuing of that move. This feels more like a translate in that thumb joint. I would probably rotate this and then compress these fingers. Just get a little bit more detail there. So it's not just that translate that kind of feels like it's a broken thumb joint there. But that is that. It's very cool.